How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
Welcome back, everybody. Another week of Story of the Fight, coming fresh off of a night full of exciting fights, UFC 269.
Dude, what a card, man.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
So for anybody tuning in for the first time, my name is Romero. It's my boy Will.
What's up?
What's up? And if you happen to like any of our content, even remotely, just a little bit, and you're like, hey, I kind of like some of the stuff that they're putting out, just, like, subscribe. You can find us on Spotify, Breaker Podcast, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts as well. Social media?
Yeah, we're at Story of the Fight on Instagram and Twitter. We have a group chat on Facebook called Story of the Fight Chat. Otherwise, find us here, comment, all that stuff, It's fun to interact with everybody. Tell us why we suck. Tell us what we could do better. One of our most diehard fans is someone who opened up the conversation with telling us everything that we did poorly and that we can improve on. And it's very much appreciated. We have no egos here.
And we've been trying to make improvements. So,
my background does still suck.
Hey, but are those throw pillows?
Bro, we got a futon.
Okay.
Shout out Craigslist. Got a futon for $80. People can crash in here if they're visiting.
Dude, maybe next time I'm in
some shelves or something. I need a shelf maybe this high.
Yeah.
Put some of my stuff on it.
Yeah, the glove.
I got the Shogun Pride glove autographed. I got the Hoist Gracie autograph. Got the Chris Weidman walkout shirt autographed. Shout out B-Fred.
There you go, man. There you go. You got a bunch of stuff for that wall. Now you just got to put it up.
I just got to put it up, The problem is there's priorities with moving, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the echo should be better. Is the echo better?
It is.
Okay. I have a blanket laid across the floor.
Set up except for just the pictures and like the memorabilia on the wall. Everything else.
I built this desk yesterday, and for like 4 hours, it was transferring everything off of my old desk, building this desk, getting the dining room table out because that's what Katie was using for her workstation, transferring her stuff to my old desk. The wall didn't make the cut, but it will.
You just mentioned right now that I just absolutely hate more than Dominic Cruz. One, moving, such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, man.
Two, assembling furniture. Is there anything worse?
Man. Yeah, but now I can.
Oh, wow. I saw that. The camera went up and down a little bit. That's pretty fancy.
Yeah, the whole desk.
Yeah, the desk.
Yeah.
All right, so anybody, if I sound a little rough, I think I'm coming down with a little sickness, a little coldy cold, but it's okay.
A little coldy cold.
Yeah, man.
It is winter.
Wasn't enough to stop me from watching the fights last night, though, Will.
No, dude. What a card. God damn. They've been killing it lately, dude.
They really have. I'm telling you, matchmakers need more recognition. They really do. They've been doing a fantastic job, even just the regular fight nights.
Mm-hmm.
Stacked cards.
Yeah, they're killing it.
All right. We could start off with Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. Oh, dude, tears already? I know that's your
Dustin's my ride or die,
Yeah.
I thought he had it, man. Then after the first round, I was like, it's a good first round. Let's keep it going. And I'm sad, right? But I'm a huge Oliveira fan too. It's just he happened to be going against someone that's like one of my tops, you know? So, but I am happy for Oliveira. I think he did a great job.
My son and daughter's a vice principal in their school. Shout out Aaron, Aaron. Kids are crossing the street. He's like, big card, right? He yells and I'm like, yeah, man. It was like, who you got? And he's like, he's leading Dustin. But then I was telling him, it's so hard not to like him. It's so hard not to like both of these guys.
Yeah. No, they're both great.
A couple blue-collar guys, hard workers, grinding.
Yeah, in the cage and outside. Both fantastic dudes.
You got one of them over here with this charity, right, Feeding Louisiana. The other one feeding the favelas of Brazil, dude. I mean, come on. A couple outstanding
what's
guys.
not to like?
What's not to like? And look, going into this one, it was a toss-up for me. When I sent out my picks to my friends, I selected Dustin Poirier. But I knew it was a toss-up. And I heard one thing going into this fight. I think it was Brennan Schaub that said, once somebody shows they have quit in them, it never goes away. And I was like, bruh, did you not just watch his fight, Oliveira's fight against Chandler, where he gets dropped?
This narrative of Oliveira taking the easy way out and not having the grit, everybody keeps talking about he doesn't have the championship grit to tough it out and still win. Somebody said that. I think Justin Gaethje said that first, and it's just a way of him trying to secure the title shot. I don't think he actually believes it, right? It's like, what are you going to say about him? Oh, man, yeah, he sucks, dude. He's got the most submission wins in UFC hit. Like, you have to say something.
This guy sucks. He has so many tools in his arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah,
if he was good, he'd consistently win the same way.
Yeah, so I feel like one person said that, and everybody who's like a analyst who has an opinion on everything, they're like, oh, he said that I can latch onto that and I can keep repeating it. And that's Brennan Schaub in a nutshell, right? He hears one person say something and all of a sudden that's his opinion. And it's like, bro, take a look at yourself in the mirror, dude. You're going to say something like that? Come on.
Man.
And Oliveira, I mean, he's proven time and time again that he does have that championship grit. You don't have the record for most fights before your title shot if you don't have that grit to tough it out.
Yeah, and that's something that he gained. Something that I had pointed out in the past from Oliveira was that there was a problem with this gas tank. Back in the day, he would gas out.
Yeah.
But his cardio has gotten so much better. And he's been in some wars too, man.
Yeah, he gets into dogfights, man. This first round was insanity. Usually in a championship fight, the first round, you're feeling each other out, feeling each other out. No, dude, these guys went to a war in the first. Like the striking stats for the first round.
Oh, it's close to 100 strikes, right?
Are more than most 3-round fights. You know, they did it all in the first. It was crazy.
So, in the press conference, as Oliveira's walking up to the face-off, he's wearing the sunglasses, and you know how I feel about people that wear shades indoors, Will.
Yeah.
Not a big fan. And he took the shades off for the face-off, and I was like, those are some scary eyes, man. Put those shades back on, bro. Because, dude, that face-off was so intense.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. I mean, both these guys are straight up killers, dude. Straight up killers. The first round, I mean, it was a clear Dustin win in the first round, right? I think they only credit him with one knockdown, but he dropped him a few times. And I mean, Oliveira does this thing where, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't an easy round for Dustin. He had to fucking take that round because Oliveira, he does this thing where he hides he doesn't really like shoot double legs and single legs and stuff like that to get his takedowns, but his entries to get to the clinch, the way he sets up his like clinching is so good because you get a lot of guys who are extremely well, they're like proficient on the ground, right? But they just can't quite get it there. And you see them reaching and they get caught, right? They're reaching and then they get caught, reaching, caught. Ronda Rousey, Ryan Hall, all these guys, right? Oliveira, he hides his clinch entries so well with his strikes that you have to defend the shots, and all of a sudden he's grabbing onto you and he's landing elbows over the top and he's landing vicious knees to the body. God damn, dude. I haven't seen knees to the body as good as this since like Cowboy Cerrone in his prime, right? And as a defender, as Dustin Poirier, you get clinched up like that, and all you're worried about is don't get taken down. Don't get taken down because he fucking grapevines you. He sneaks around the back. He does all this stuff. And meanwhile, you're defending against that, and he's cracking you with these elbows and these knees. And you have to still be worried about the takedown. You can't really defend yourself because as soon as you defend against the strikes, he's on your back, But Dustin did a fantastic job in the first round of evading that and working out of the clinch and being able to fight at distance.
There's a lot of people criticizing right now the fact that he stayed in close guard in that second round.
Oh, in the second round?
And if you listen to some of his interviews going into the fight and they say, what's the difference? He said, I've evolved, I've matured. And he thinks back to the fight against Khabib, where if he would have just accepted losing the round
Yep.
he wouldn't have lost the fight.
Yeah.
And I think being down there, he knows how dangerous Charles Oliveira is. He
Yeah.
knows he can make a mistake, and Charles Oliveira can end the night very quickly. I mean, doesn't he have the most submission wins?
He has the most
In the
submission
UFC?
wins, and he extended that streak or that record. You don't want to open yourself up, and because that's what happens, right? You have to, in order to get up, in order to land ground and pound, in order to go for a submission or a pass, you basically have to give up control, and you have to make an opening, because the fact that I'm going to go for something, passing, submission, ground and pound, anything like that, or a sweep or trying to escape, you're basically giving up some of your control, and you're like, look, I'm going to create an opening for you because I need the opening myself to do something. And Dustin's probably thinking, hey, if I give up the opening to do my thing, Oliveira is good enough that he's definitely going to seize that opening and take advantage of it before I can. So he's like, I'll just sit. I'll lose the round.
Him.
No, definitely not. Anybody who does, I think, just doesn't like understand the game as like, because he could have done more. But if I was on the ground with Oliveira, I would want to close my guard, try to hold him tight. Don't give him any space. Don't leave my arm out. Don't leave my leg out. Don't put my hips out because he'll pass. Don't do anything, because, I mean, he will get you. He'll get you. Granted, he gave up a 10-8 round on 2 judges' scorecards, but especially after the way the first round ended, he's probably thinking, we're starting on our feet in the next round. As long as I can not get taken down again, I can make it go like the first round, I'll win the next round, we'll be good. Didn't quite go that way. Oliveira is so fucking good. And it's exactly the same thing, right? He gets in the clinch. I mean, we've seen him do it so many times where he gets in the clinch up against the cage. You're worried about the takedowns. He's softening up with knees. He sneaks around the back, jumps the back, standing rear naked. Like, how many times has he done it? So many times. He's so good at it. He's so good.
He is. And man, the post-fight press conference, I haven't watched the entire thing. I've watched clips, but heartbreaking listening to Dustin Poirier.
Man, you're telling me. It's a fucking bummer, man. It's a bummer.
Oh, man. All right.
The last exchange, when he jumped his back, Dustin said that he thought at first that Oliveira was too high up and that he would slip off. But I think that's the trap. That's Oliveira's trap. I think he does that on purpose because he knows how to settle in, and he makes you think, oh, he's going to slip off. I'm safe here. And all of a sudden, you're not. And he's locked in, and you have to fight the hands, and it's a losing battle. You're never going to win that battle, I don't think. The only person I've ever seen win that battle was Chandler. You know, Oliveira had his back, and I was like, well, that's a wrap. You don't give up your back to Oliveira and survive. But he did. He ended up sweeping him.
So
but it's rare.
Justin Gaethje's next?
Yeah, you got to do Gaethje, Oliveira. You have
winner
to.
Of Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev face the winner of Gaethje and Oliveira. But so happy for Oliveira, man. I don't want this to just be like a sob story about Poirier. Because, again, Oliveira seems like a fantastic guy, too, and somebody that's absolutely put in the work. Poirier always says paid in full.
Yeah. Paid the cost to be the boss.
Oliveira is also paid in full.
Yeah, they're one and the same in that regard. And I think they both respect each other because of that. Did you hear Dustin in the cage after the fight when he came up to him?
Yes, I did. Go ahead and talk about it, though.
I don't know exactly the number he said, but he was like, I want to donate so-and-so to your hometown. And the translator gets involved, right? His coach. And he's like, tell him I'm donating to his hometown. He gets to pick where it goes. Like, we're going to orchestrate this. And it's like, fuck, man, you just lost your title fight. You know, you were about to be the champ. You lost. And immediately you're thinking about donating to his hometown. Like, goddamn, dude. What a good dude.
I mean, both of them just a couple stand-up guys. We've said it before, right? And, nothing but class. Nothing but class by Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else on that main event?
No, but I'm very, very excited to see Oliveira versus Gaethje. I think Oliveira, his run with the belt is going to be very fun. I don't know how long it's going to last. Anybody can get knocked out by Gaethje easy, but the way the lightweight division is right now and
it's so
how
stacked.
cool Oliveira is, I don't think there's going to be a bunch of rematches, all this bullshit. I think it's going to be one after the other. Oliveira taking on these challenges because there's a long list. There's a long list waiting to get to him. And Dustin, I'm not sure what's next for him.
Let's just take a look at the top 6, right? Dustin Poirier just fought. Justin Gaethje, Beneil Dariush, Islam Makhachev, Michael Chandler, Rafael dos Anjos. Dude, there's just so many fun fights.
Yeah, and then you have this other class of Joel Alvarez, Brad Riddell, Arman Tsarukyan, Rafael Fiziev, Gregor Gillespie.
Oh my God.
All these guys that are going to make it.
And then there's a tier 2 within the top 10, which would be Tony Ferguson in 7, Dan Hooker on number 8, and Conor McGregor number 9. Again, I would take that 7, 8, and 9 and kind of just like take that entire group, just move them down.
Just it's like this, and you take this chunk and you go.
And then exactly.
Yeah.
But
what's next for Dustin?
Again,
Chandler?
Yeah, that'd be a very fun fight.
Chandler's not booked as far as I'm aware. I think you probably go Chandler.
He's been trying to get the Conor McGregor fight, I know, but
the problem with that though, going for Chandler is why are we rewarding Chandler for losing 2 in a row and then fighting up again? Probably not. Yeah. He probably needs a win before he fights.
So maybe whoever loses from Dariush versus Makhachev fights Poirier.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
Right?
Yeah, that's not bad.
That'd be a fun fight.
Poirier's talking about going up to a welterweight.
Is he?
Colby Covington and him have a bunch of beef, so I don't know if they're going to try to angle that because that's an easy way to get right into the top of that division. Not easy as far as the fight goes for Dustin, but
that'd be a very tough fight.
You can kind of insert yourself with the beef that they have. I bet you. Because what's left for Colby, right?
That fight would be 2 American heroes going up against each other, man. There's so many different ways you could sell this.
Just one real, one super fake. One like as real as it gets, and one like the most fake in your face fake.
That's hilarious. Man. All right. We'll move on to the co-main event. Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Peña. What a fight. Now, Amanda Nunes, leading up to the fight, tripped me out a little bit. Because, she was all smiles. She was talking more trash than usual during the press conferences too. Even during the face-off was very interesting because she, again, like she was just, I guess she always has fun up there, but she seemed like she was having
too much fun.
Yeah.
Like not taking things seriously.
Overly confident.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Juliana Peña is an absolute dog, man.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. I'll say it again. She has some of the best wrestling in the division, and she's tougher than a lot of people make her out to be. When she lost to Jermaine Durandamy.
Ramiro, is that an exact quote? The wrestling and being tough. Is that what you just said? Was that an exact quote from another time?
Maybe. I don't remember, Rich.
I got something you might want to see.
Well, still a tough out for a lot of people. Aspen Ladd, Raquel Pennington. So there's a lot of fun fighters here. My dark horse of the division.
Ooh.
Juliana Peña. And I know she just lost against Jermaine. I feel like she got caught slipping, though, because she has some of the strongest wrestling in the division.
Rich, hey, cut that off, man.
I think that, again,
this is embarrassing.
You're right.
That's embarrassing. How'd you find that clip of us predicting the champions for the end of this year in January? Who was that guy? Was that me? If I had sunglasses on, I would throw them on right now, Will. I would throw them on right now, and I would wear the sunglasses the rest of this episode. Dude, I've said it. She was a dark horse of the division. People laughed in my face, Will. People laughed in my face. And you know what, to them I say, who's laughing now? Juliana Peña called it back in January. My girl.
You did. You definitely did. We have to do another one of those for next year because I am interested. I haven't gone back and looked at who we predicted would be the champs. I think I picked Dustin Poirier to be the lightweight champ, which so close, but it is what it is. But I would like to go back and
I don't remember.
You might have picked Oliveira.
I might have.
You might have. I don't remember. We have to go back and watch that. But yeah, you definitely did call Juliana Peña.
Rich, you might have to go back while we're going in the background just to see if I picked Oliveira as well. Because
we should do
up too.
Well, when we do, we should do an episode that's like a 2021 recap right? Where we do like how we did last year, where we did like best comeback, best knockout, all that kind of stuff, but then also include our predictions and where we hit, where we missed.
That sounds
And
like
then,
so much fun.
yeah, we should definitely do that.
That sounds like so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
When I'm telling you, okay, so I was gonna go over to my friend's house last night to watch fights. Like I said,
Mhm.
your boy over here catching a little cold these days, a little sniffle, and everybody's worried.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just go home, be respectful, watch the fights at home.
What a stand-up guy.
Hey, I try to be. I'm like the Charles Oliveira and Dustin
Of
Poirier
Texas.
of Texas, dude. You know what I mean? Put me up
Yeah,
there with those
definitely.
guys. No, but
Mhm.
I was trying so hard to be quiet because Mindy's falling asleep already. Jerry Jones, my dog, is falling asleep, you know? And so I'm like, I can't wake him up. Dude, I was so hyped, though. So hyped. As soon as, she takes her back, I'm like, that's game.
It's a
It's
wrap.
over.
Yeah. Once she took her down, I was like, oh, she's not even defending. Like, something's going on here.
Even then, okay, so I'm testing my buddy Jermaine too. And at the end of the first round, I said, what a great round for Pena.
Yeah.
And this is after, right?
She got dropped.
she got dropped.
Yeah.
The round ends with Nunes on top.
Mhm.
Multiple submission attempts.
Yeah.
Pena did such a fantastic job scrambling, shrimping out, avoiding the submission, right? And she was put in a lot of bad situations.
Definitely.
But she got herself out. And a couple things. The jab was working for her.
Somehow. I don't
The
understand.
jab was working for her
I
because
don't understand how.
Nunes was coming in with these massive power shots, looping a little bit with the right. And
Mhm.
all Pena was doing was stepping in just a little bit with that jab and
Yeah,
catching
it was
her
so
so
it
much
was
faster.
so weird though, because I
Look at
don't know if it was just Amanda like not taking it seriously or what, but like she just kind of dropped all her deep, even when she wasn't even when she wasn't like throwing anything. The jab that Penny was just like jab landed like 4 times in a row, and
That's what I was gonna say.
It wasn't a fast jab. It wasn't a particularly well thrown jab. She just kept putting her hand out, and Amanda was just like, "Here's my head." It was really weird.
You know what I think it is?
She fought Cyborg and was like, "I'm indestructible. I can take all these shots."
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not just that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, who has she fought? Let's see here.
Everybody.
Look, and I'm not saying she's fighting cans. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because let's be
Yeah.
real here. She's probably the best woman fighter of all time. Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay. So she fought
Well, I don't know.
Felicia
But
Spencer,
she's up there.
right?
Mhm.
Jermaine Enemy, no slouch. Holly Holm beats
Mhm.
her. Let me see her first round, head kicked. Cyborg, we all saw what happened there. Knocks her out in 51 seconds. Beats Raquel Pennington, ground and pound. I think she was looking at all the folks that she's fought. She saw Juliana Peña and said, "You know what? Light work.
I think
tonight."
we talked about it in that same video that Rich pulled up. We talked about how I don't think I don't think either of us picked Amanda finishing the year
Nope.
as the champ. I think we both picked that she was going to leave before. I didn't pick that she was going to get beaten. I thought she was going to leave and there would be a vacant title fight. But the reason I said that is because she's talked about retirement over and over and over again. I think she just, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Pena. I mean, she went out there and she finished her, right? She went out there and finished her. But it was kind of weird, the performance from Nunes. And I'm sure Dana was happy, right? But I think he was a little pissed because he just recently had the dinner with Kayla Harrison. She's front row.
Did you see how pissed Kayla Harrison was?
Yeah, the plan was for Amanda to win, and Harrison was going to be like, "Oh, here I am," and they're going to build that fight, and it'll probably be Amanda's last fight or something like that, right? And the plan was not for Pena to win. If you're looking at the UFC standpoint, which is hilarious. I love when that happens. It's the most. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Turned towards the crowd, hands on the rail, and you hear her just drop the F-bomb so loud.
Yeah,
because
there goes her payday.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then the other thing is Dana White's probably thinking like, damn, like if I still want to be able to market Nunes, now I have to build up that stupid featherweight division that isn't even ranked.
Now they have to do a rematch. If you're the UFC, you do the rematch.
Let me ask you, Pena wins the rematch or no?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think
keep on doubting her.
Well,
She loves it.
I think Nunes saw Pena's best, but Pena did not see Nunes' best. So
You know when I
adjustments
knew
are
it
going to
was
be
over,
made. What? When the walkouts or what?
No, I'm not that good. No,
Yeah.
when they sit down in the corner and you see Pena's corner talking to her, right? And Pena has just the eye of the tiger, if you
Focus.
will. Focus.
Focus.
They put the camera over on Nunes, and she's laughing and smiling. I'm like, girl, you're in a dogfight right now. Like, I know that you ended that fight right now or that round on top, trying to land some ground and pound, but Pena was expecting this.
Yeah.
She was expecting to have to grind it out. And the other thing,
She said.
So what
She said
happened
numerous times.
when Nunes tapped Megan Anderson? No disrespect, Megan Anderson. But what happened?
What do you mean? They cut Megan Anderson? I don't know.
No. So
They did,
she
right?
punches Megan Anderson. Megan's eyes get this big,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and she's terrified from that point on, and it's over.
Yeah.
Nunes punches Pena.
Yeah.
And Pena
And she
just
bites down.
bites down, starts
She
throwing
was
back,
dope, dude.
and walks forward. Oh my
Mhm.
God. This was for me the
Cathartic
the
or
moment
what?
of the night. It was the moment
Yeah.
of the night, dude. You know, because
Yeah.
I'm so happy for Juliana Peña. I've been a big fan of Peña's for a long time already. You know this. It's no
Yeah.
secret, Will. And you know, I'm not saying I don't like Nunes. I'm a big fan of Nunes as well. But
Mhm.
I'm just
Dude.
so excited.
Going into this, it was so funny. I was so the opposite of your predictions because going into this fight, I was 11 for 12 on the night with my only pick that was wrong was the second fight of the night. And I was like, bro, I've been right for every single fight up until this except for the second fight of the night. Bet the house on 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 Nunes for the win. And a parlay of Nunes for the win and Dustin by knockout.
Bet the
I've hit
house.
everything so far. Bet the house. And then this happened. I was like, don't bet the house.
The house is
Disregard
over.
everything I said.
The house is gone.
The house is gone.
The house is gone. Hey,
And
dude,
then Dustin
it's all
ends
right.
up getting finished. Too.
You felt like you were in that flow state. You know what I mean?
Bro, I had everything. Everything that was happening. I was like, oh, what's that? All the math was moving in. Yeah.
Oh man, but what a fun fight. And
Yeah,
this
fantastic.
is what like people are like, oh, is this Nunes? Like, is this the end? No, it's not the end of Nunes. And I respect Nunes so much for this because you know what? She could have retired
So
at the beginning of the
classy.
year.
So classy.
Super classy. The way she goes over to congratulate her. She's posting pictures afterwards, you know, holding her baby.
Yeah.
It's just whatever they're putting in the water over there in Brazil and that I see.
Yeah.
But you got Oliveira and Nunes representing you. I mean, come on, dude. Just fantastic.
Very good.
But still,
Yeah.
she could have just retired at the beginning of the year and everybody from here on out, Amanda Nunes to go. And everybody
Yeah.
that's champion.
No
at that
one
point,
was going to be close.
how would she have beat Nunes, though? How would she have done
Yeah.
against Nunes?
Mhm.
This is why I wish Habib would have stayed in longer. Because I think eventually there's always one person that'll run into him, whether it's on an off night or something.
Well, you can't. I mean, Fedor was undefeated for like 33 fights or some shit like that, and then he lost. Like eventually, you will lose. Anderson Silva got knocked out. It happens, you know.
It happens. And I'm
John
just saying,
Jones
so much respect. John
still
Jones loses
has-
to himself.
Literally.
Think about how many L's he's taken this last year.
Well, literally, his only loss is because
Yeah.
he lost because of
in the
himself.
octagon, that one loss.
Everybody
yeah,
should have seen
DQ.
that. Everybody should have seen that and just known the future. Been like, oh no, this guy gets in his own way. You know?
I mean, that was just the start, though.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, like he got in his own way in the octagon. Dude's still getting in his own way in life. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Do you have anything else to say about this fight, Will? Before we move on.
Not really. I mean, it is cool because I mean they're gonna do the rematch most likely, and it's now it's the first time for a while that a Nunes fight since Cyborg probably that I've been like very interested in. I was interested in this fight. Don't get me wrong, but
Were you?
yeah, I was because I mean
That's awesome.
I was interested because Pena has a game plan and a style that can beat her, right? So I didn't think she was going to beat her the way she did. And to be honest, I didn't think she was going to beat her, but there was a path there for her to win. Going into this rematch, now we know she can win. And now it's like, how good is Nunes? What kind of adjustments is she going to make? And if she wins, do they do a trilogy? Oh, there's implication. And what's Kayla Harrison do at that point? The UFC's like, never mind. Like, you know what I mean?
Thanks, but no thanks. Hit me up later. Dude,
How about this? How about this? Here's my prediction. They do the rematch. If Nunes wins, they're like, we don't really need a trilogy. We'll do Kayla Harrison versus Nunes.
we don't need a rubber match.
Yeah.
we all know how this ends.
They're 1-1. Yeah, Kayla Harrison.
So yesterday I'm at work, and Grace, one of my coworkers, says, Amanda Nunes is a GOAT. She's gonna win. Can't believe you think that Pena actually has a chance. And she says, if Nunes loses, I might just stop watching MMA. Hey, one less fan.
Yeah.
One less fan.
Unsubscribe from ESPN.
ESPN Plus lost one more subscriber.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all good, though. It's all good. All right. Before this fight, we had Jeff Hands of Steel Neal versus Santiago, Georgia's boy Ponzinibbio.
Yeah. This was a fun fight. Nothing too crazy. A little kind of a palate cleanser from the previous fights, you could say.
I would say that, yeah.
It was fun, though.
Describe it.
It was fun, though.
I really tested out cologne, Will.
I've never worn cologne in my entire life.
Shut your face. Are you serious?
Not once.
Oh my God. Okay, well, when you're shopping for cologne, Will, you're sniffing. Sometimes the scent can stay in your nose. So sometimes they have like these little coffee beans on the side, and you sniff the coffee beans, and it kind of like changes your scent at that point. So yeah. This was the coffee beans.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
O'Neal, who would have thought?
Hey, you and I will talk later on about you never wearing cologne in your life.
Hey man, put deodorant on. I smell like me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's awesome, man. All right, so
how'd you score this?
I had Ponzinibbio winning 2-1.
I had Jeff Neal winning rounds 1 and 3. I thought Ponzinibbio won the second, but it was close.
I want to say I had 1 and 2, if I remember correctly, for Ponzinibbio.
Here's how close it was. Split decision, right? Derrick clearly had Jeff Neal winning all 3 rounds. Doug Crosby had Ponzinibbio winning the first 2, and Sal D'Amato had Jeff Neal winning rounds 1 and 3. Literally completely different scorecards on all 3 judges. Wow. Nobody saw this fight the same.
Yeah, it was a very interesting fight. I know Jeff Neal is going through some legal battles right now, is it?
I'm surprised they even let this fight happen.
What happened again with Jeff Neal?
I think he got arrested for like a DWI and had a gun in the vehicle or something. Which, I mean, who cares if he has a gun in the car, right? It's Texas, but...
Dude, everybody drives with a gun in their car over here.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
they might give you a ticket if they pull you over and you don't have a gun in your car. They give you a ticket.
Yeah, they throw that right in the headline and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's reckless because it's a DWI with a gun in the car, but regardless, the gun's probably always in the car. And but the DWI, what are you doing? You got to fight in a week, Yeah. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I like him, so I'm interested to see what comes of that. I don't know if anything will.
Kind of just
I was surprised
though, huh? I mean, not that Jeff Neal is bad. He's a really, really great fighter. Again, I'm here from Texas. Fights in used to fight in the local organization XKO. And he's always been a very exciting fighter. Frank Camacho? Yeah. What was it? Always talks about or talked to us about on the interview, the head kick.
Well, it sucks because anytime he fights, they always show that highlight, and I'm like, that's our boy.
That's my boy right there. All right, man. Anything else on this fight? Really not much to cover.
What's next? Ponzinibbio, I feel bad for him, right? The long layoff, all this stuff. Jeff Neal gets a win, snaps a 2-fight losing streak. I go Jeff Neal, Chiesa.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And Ponzinibbio, I'm not sure, man. I really don't know.
Do you think he falls out of the top 15?
Name somebody that would take his place.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay. Jeff Neal versus Chiesa, I'd like to see that. It'd be a nice test for Jeff Neal, too. You know what? Quite honestly, it'd be a nice test for Chiesa, man, to see if he really belongs up in the top 10.
Yeah, I think that's the fight to make. He's coming off a loss, right? I think if you're coming off a loss, you should fight a guy coming off a win.
I like it. Okay. Time to move on to the next one. This is another one that was a big topic.
This is why the palate cleanser was...
Yeah, this is... Yes. Okay, so Kai France versus Cody Garbrandt.
That's my boy.
Dude, look at this face-off.
I know, dude.
How terrifying does Kai France look?
I know, dude. I've been so high on him for so long, and he just keeps getting so close to getting wins, and then they get snatched from him, right? That Royval fight was crazy, dude. He cracks him 3 times, drops him twice, and then ends up getting finished. It's fuck, man, so close. But I'm so glad this was on the pay-per-view, sandwiched between those championship fights and O'Malley. Because listen, everybody's going to join and watch O'Malley. Not everybody's going to join to watch a flyweight fight. But this shows you that this notion that like people have that still that flyweights don't hit hard, all this bullshit. Hell no, dude. Kai Kara-France he throws so fucking hard. Cody Garbrandt throws bombs. Figueiredo knocks people out. It shuts the lights up. Like, dude, the flyweight division is not what it used to be. And I'm so glad that this fight was placed where it was because, dude, top to bottom, the top 15 in flyweight is so good right now. And I'm so happy that it's progressing. I think Cody Garbrandt, even though he lost, is still a good addition to it. I hope he stays at 125. Everyone's saying, oh, his chin's glass. No, dude, he was cracked. Nobody eats those shots. The problem was head movement. The problem was defense. It was not his chin. You know, you don't eat those shots. No one can.
Yeah. Richard Casual is always putting the picture up right in time. That hard right that he hit Cody Garbrandt with. Yeah,
the problem is Cody Garbrandt is still he hasn't changed his game at all. So like there's so much footage of him that these guys can come in and they know what will land on him. You know, everybody knows his tendencies now. He needs to change that kind of stuff up. I don't think it's a factor. I don't think the chin is gone. I really don't think so. Everybody gets knocked out. It's not a personal choice. It's nothing like that. I think his timing is known. His head movement is known. And Kai Kara-France just throws bombs. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, man. And I'm a Cody Garbrandt fan. So this one was a tough one for me. I've always liked Cody Garbrandt. His ascension, I think, was something that maybe was too fast. Lightning in a bottle.
His ascension was lightning in a bottle, 100%, dude. This is a guy crafted to beat one specific fighter. And you see that when he fights him, it's like a masterpiece. It's one of the best championship performances of all time. Definitely top two, right? It's either that or Conor versus Eddie Alvarez. And I would probably lean Cody Garbrandt because that was insane. We've seen people beat Eddie Alvarez before, but Dominic Cruz was untouchable, and Cody Garbrandt made it. And
Dominator was dominated.
Yeah. but I mean, literally since that fight.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
Shit, he's 1-6.
Oof.
That's crazy, man.
Sean O'Malley called him out on that, right, in the press conference.
Yeah.
And look, dude, he's not.
As he should have.
He's not losing to bums.
No.
TJ Dillashaw, he lost twice. Very close to ending that first TJ fight.
Okay,
yes,
yeah. I thought you were going to say very close. Yeah.
The first one.
No, you're right.
The second one was very clear. It was TJ's all the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 2 fights against TJ Dillashaw. Pedro Munoz.
No slouch.
A lot of power. No slouch.
Very good.
Assunção. He beats Rafael Assunção. Great fighter.
It was a close fight up until it wasn't.
Training with who was it? Henry Hooft?
Mark Henry, I think.
Or Mark Henry. Who was it?
Yeah, I think he's with Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Okay, but you see,
because Henry Hooft's down at Sanford now.
You're right. Mark Henry. He starts training with Mark Henry, and he seems like he's a little bit more patient after he starts training with Mark Henry. And then he gets outclassed by Rob Font, and I mean outclassed, man. Not close.
No slouch though. Rob Font is fucking good.
Rob Font is fantastic. I mean, he just lost to Jose Aldo, but I mean that's nothing for him to hang his head on. And then Kai Kara-France. Now, do you think he should stay up though at bantamweight?
I think he should stay at 125.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I think his power, we didn't get to see it. He didn't really land that much on Kai Kara-France, right? But I think his power will translate at 125. And I know he's been knocked out, 4 times in his last 6 fights? It's pretty bad. But,
I mean, when you say
it's
like
not
that,
a matter.
Yeah.
But if you look at the shots that are dropping him, it's not like he's getting tagged with a jab and it's dropping him. You know what I mean? Like he's getting fucking rocked with heavy shots.
He had some big shots from Rob Font.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
I mean? And
I don't think the chin is gone. The problem is being out of position when you get hit, right? And when you have that much footage on you and you have that many losses, people know what to do. That's the problem. Yeah. He needs to kind of reinvent himself a little bit. It can't just be headhunting. And I think this speaks more to Kai Kara-France than it does to Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm a huge
you're
Kai
right.
Kara-France fan, and I think he will challenge for the belt at some point.
Dude, he's another one of your man crushes. You know what I mean? Kai Kara
Yeah,
France.
always has been. When they signed him, I was like, when they signed him, I was like, get your fucking bags packed. This is gonna be fun.
Get your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready. Give me Manel versus Kai Kara-France.
That's what I was about to say.
No,
Dude,
you don't jump the line too much.
No, you would be
but-
torn though. What would you do?
Manel.
So your man crush is stronger for Manel Cop.
Well, I think Manel, stylistically, I think Manel will see the shots that Kai Kara-France is throwing, and I think it'll be, his counter striking is going to be a little bit too much.
That's what I'm going to say, because I'm saying you're torn. Who would you want to win that fight?
I don't know.
Oh, don't do that. Get out.
I'd have to figure it out. I have to do some soul searching.
All right. Before,
but what do you do? What do you do for Kai Kara-France and Cody Garbrandt? If Cody Garbrandt stays at flyweight, what do you do?
I still think you give Kai Kara-France to Manel Cap, or Manel Cap to Kai Kara-France, however you want to word that. I know
the problem is Manel Cap is ranked 14, and Kai Kara-France just beat a former champion. I feel like Kai Kara-France has to go up and fight maybe like Pantoja.
Do you think that would stop Dana?
No, but I don't think they're draws. I think we're fans, but I don't think they're draws. So like that's not going to come into play. You know what I mean? I think you go Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Winner of that gets the title shot. Maybe. I don't know what Askar Askarov's doing.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Askar Askarov in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. And Manel Cap, Matt Schnell was supposed to fight on this card. It fell through. Manel Cap versus Matt Schnell. Let's do it.
We said this in the last episode, right?
Yeah.
All right. Sean O'Malley versus Hollyon Paiva. Yeah, you and your Sugar Show shirt. I know.
Limited edition.
Dude, I love
him or hate him.
I know, dude. He's got some freaking skill, man. And the thing
so
that I
goddamn
love
good
about Sean O'Malley is that he usually goes in the taller, rangier fighter, and he fights like the taller, rangier fighter.
He knows how to use his weapons.
That come in and they're the taller fighter that don't take advantage of that. And they don't decide the range that they're fighting in because of it.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley does such a fantastic job.
Dude, his jab
keeps his opponents in the perfect distance that benefits him.
His jab is so goddamn good. And it just snaps his head back every single time he throws it. And once he started landing the jab, I was like, oh, he's found the range. This is a fucking wrap, dude. And Paiva's really good. I really like Paiva. This is a fight that I think people, if they're not aware, might see it as, oh, Sean O'Malley's going to getting another can, all this shit. Hell no, dude. Paiva's tough as nails. It was just too much for him. He couldn't get in.
Oh, man. Yeah. This was I circled Paiva. I picked Paiva.
Oh, did you?
Fight. Yeah, but it's more wishful thinking.
Well, I mean, his win against Kyler Phillips is very impressive. That was a very impressive fight.
Yeah, but I still don't think Kyler Phillips is at the level that Sean O'Malley is. I don't
think so either.
The whole thing after he lost to Chito Vera and he's saying he's still undefeated, and
listen, bro,
I like his videos. He makes funny videos.
He got you. That's the goal. That's the whole plan, dude.
I know.
You think he thinks he's undefeated? He knows he lost that fight. He knows what he's doing, man.
I got sucked in, man.
You got sucked in, man, and it's okay. It happens to the best of us, you know.
I guess, dude. But man, did you see the picture he posted afterwards?
Yeah,
on the couch with the suit and blunt in his mouth, and I'm like, dude, get out of here.
Come on, man. He's living his life, dude. Let him. And dude, did you see in the interview, the post-fight interview, or not the post-fight interview, but before the press conference interview, but he's like standing outside with the like UFC backdrop and shit.
Oh, and you know what? When he does that little shadow dribbling, it's not even good. You can tell he doesn't play basketball a lot, okay?
Yeah. But the video of him getting interviewed, and it's during the Cody Garbrandt fight, and Cody Garbrandt gets knocked out, and he's like talking, and he's like, "Oh damn, Cody Garbrandt just got knocked out," and then he's like, "Damn," and he's like starts leaving, and he's like, and he comes back, and he's like, "Some people aren't built for this," and then walks out because that's what Cody used to say to him, right?
Yeah.
When O'Malley lost, that's what Cody said. It's like, damn, bro, that cuts deep. When you get to use somebody else's insult against them, it's fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping would happen with Dominic Cruz. We'll cover that later.
Yeah, and then did you hear what he said about DC? DC coming under fire for his commentary. People must be listening to our show. First Dominic Cruz calls him out. They have a whole spat, right? And then Sean O'Malley in the post-fight press conference calls him out too.
What'd he say?
He was like, "Listen, man, like he was like, yeah, because someone asked him about looking at the clock in this one, and because he does that, right? He like looks over. They have the clock now like around each corner or whatever,
which is genius, by the way.
Super smart. And he was like, yeah, I do that. And he's like, look, the last fight, if you watch the commentary, DC, he's supposed to be like a double champ and like know what he's talking about, and he's pulling up. Sean O'Malley keeps looking at the clock. He keeps looking at the clock, like he's like I'm tired or something. But really, it's like I'm looking at the clock to know how much time I have left. It's like, should I go for broke here and try to go for a finish, or should I just like finish the round and then
he's using
conserve my
his
energy.
fight IQ. He's using his fight IQ, and he wants to know how much time he has to be able to implement something.
Should I go for it, or am I going to say, hey, I don't have enough time. I'm not going to blow my gas tank on a finish here if I'm going to run out of time. And that's what he said. He was like, I thought DC's supposed to have good fight IQ. Like, why would he bring that up? Like it's some like knock on me. And I'm like, damn,
fired, huh?
Dude, he's smart, man. Like, love him or hate him, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I know.
He really does. But DC's coming under fire, man.
You know what's so weird though? It's like his antics drive me up the fucking wall. But then I'll have like a Kobe Covington. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. Dude, I don't know. That's how my head works. I don't know.
And then you look at their fights and per capita, Sean O'Malley fights are way better than Kobe fights.
Whoa,
you know what
slow
I mean?
down, dude.
Well, let's pretend we're gonna pretend like all the fights outside of the Kamaru fights are fun to watch for Kobe.
They're exciting for me, man. As an MMA fan, I appreciate his style.
How often do you show them to your friends and be like, "Damn, look at this"?
Dude, that's Richard Casual. I have a list like page D.
You're calling out his Robbie Lawler fight?
Just Kobe Covington fights. No, I'm just kidding. Rich, don't jump in right now. All right, man. Anything else on this fight?
No. Shout out Sean O'Malley, the real deal. I'm excited to see him fight ranked opponents.
Still waiting. Don't hold your breath. All right.
He changed his tune. Before he's been saying like, oh, hey, I'm not going to fight these ranked guys if I'm going to get paid the same, which I agree with. But lately, he recently said like, all right, I'm done with that. Like, just I'll take fights if you give them to me. Like, let's do this. You know,
I'm done talking.
I respect him.
I like to say though. All right, Josh Emmett versus Dan Ige. Thoughts?
Oh man. I'm not gonna drone on about it because people will say that we talk too much shit, but the commentary in this fight was fucking awful.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Josh Emmett, all he does, he's fallen in love with his overhand right. That's all he throws. Meanwhile, he's throwing like 4-punch combinations. I'm like, are you not watching him? Like, it's not like he's just throwing his right hand. But dude,
I think that's what people focus in on the most because he has a dangerous right hand. So like you're waiting to see him throw it, that you're forgetting about everything else that he's doing. You're forgetting about his ability to get in and out really quickly. You're forgetting about the threat for the takedown. You're forgetting about all these different things that he does. But it's because you're just so focused in on that big right that he throws, and you're like, oh, there it is again. Yeah.
Dude, when he cracked him over the top in the first round, holy shit, dude. Props to Dan Ige, too. Massive props to I don't know who the fuck that is. Shout out Eleanor Reed, Varktech. Don't know what that is. But
I don't know what that is either, but
we just did an ad read. We just did an ad read for somebody. But but Dan Ige, to get dropped like that in the first round, from Josh Emmett, who normally puts people's lights out, and then come back, and I thought he won the second round pretty clearly. Yep. But you know,
did you have Emmett winning this fight though?
I had Emmett winning 1 and 3.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I thought he did enough in the third. Dude, once he started mixing up his combos and stuff and was landing that left hand, I was like, damn. They kept talking about Dan Ige's jab, his jab, but it was really only the second round.
I said Ige's jab is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You like shots to the body, Will. What do I like?
Yeah. You like jabs.
I like punches and bunches is what I like.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I wish that Ige would have followed up a lot more with his right after the jab or double jabbed. Or, just mixed it up a lot more. His jab was effective. Yes, it was. But it wasn't often enough that he would.
It wasn't the second round. It wasn't the second round. Oh, not often enough. No, yeah, he didn't follow up, but he threw his jab enough in the second round to pretty much stifle Emmett. But Emmett made the adjustments. Yeah.
Adjustments. That's why you got to make adjustments too. Throw more than just a jab.
Yeah.
I was getting so frustrated.
Yeah, but I thought the judges had it right as far as who won. Sal D'Amato, the fucking insanity, gave Emmett all 3 rounds. But what are you gonna do with Sal D'Amato? You know,
I'm pretty sure Sal D'Amato is like the John Jones of judges, where he's in the back just like getting
He's
all
just
cooked out and partying up.
yeah. He's
Like, let's go judge some fights.
yeah.
No, he just goes out there. Woo!
I'm the star tonight. I'm gonna make sure people talk about me after this.
And we
And here we are.
And we do. All right. Anything else on that fight?
No, but I'm very excited to see what's next for Emmett because he had a long layoff, and I thought he looked really good for having such a long layoff.
People need to put some respect on his name, man. He's 17-2.
Yeah,
17-2.
dude. And you look at the guys he's lost to.
Big for his
Dude,
division.
have you seen the Descent?
No.
I think it came out in like 2004, 2005.
Is that a Disney show?
Hell no. It's it's a horror movie where this group of girls go out and they go like cave diving, right? Like spelunking, and they're like going through caves and shit, right? Like that kind of stuff. Headlamps and all that jazz. And they're in there, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, what was that? Oh, what was that?" And there's like this fucking subterranean human race in there that have like evolved for the caves. They're like blind and shit. They have like echolocation. Bro, you need to watch it. It's fucking real. It still holds up really well. I know it came out in like the early 2000s, which wasn't great for horror, but dude,
it was a Descendants.
But Josh Emmett.
That's the one I was thinking of. Sorry, I got kids, everybody.
I hate that because there's a really good punk band named The Descendants, and then all of a sudden the show comes out called The Descendants, and you can't find anything from the band anymore when you Google it. All into this fucking Disney show. But watch The Descent and tell me that Josh Emmett doesn't look like the fucking cave creatures.
All right, I'll check it out. The Descent. Descent.
Really good. But you have to watch the. There's
Is it
two
made
versions.
by Dread Element?
It's not. Shout out Dread Element. But
Shout out Dread Element for sure.
But you make sure you watch the British version. Not the American version. Well, because it's the same movie, right? But the ending from the British version in the test audiences, they were like, "Oh, it's too dark. American audiences don't want this," so they changed it for the one that came out here. But if you watch the one that came out overseas, it has the good ending, and it's fucking gnarly.
So the British version.
Yeah, it's very good. It's the same movie, right? It's not like everybody has British accents or anything. It's just a different ending.
I'll check it out, dude. I better
Josh
like
Emmett
it though.
is in it. Yeah.
He's in it. All right. Before that, we had Dom Cruz versus Pedro Munoz.
What a fight.
Yeah.
Does I know you hate him, but does this kind of validate his complaints about the Henry Cejudo fight?
Yeah.
I think it kind of does.
Look, dude, with Dom Cruz, he's such a good fighter. He's one of the pioneers for the bantamweight division. Held it down in WEC for a while, right? Comes over, holds it down in the UFC for a while.
Was untouchable.
Yes, and when you take a look at his style, his footwork, it's something that, like, take a look like a TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah,
he takes some pages out of Dom Cruz.
Definitely.
Even Cody Garbrandt, an early Cody Garbrandt with his footwork, he took some pages out of Dom Cruz's book, right? So, look, dude, as much as this guy gets on my freaking nerves with this righteous little attitude, he's a fantastic fighter, man, and tough as hell.
Dude, he got fucking cracked. Pedro Munoz hits so hard, and dude, he dropped him twice in the first round.
Yeah,
I think it was twice.
Yeah,
and I was thinking, fuck, don't stop this fight because I don't want to hear Dominic Cruz bitch about the stoppage because he was working, even though he got dropped, face planted, all that shit. He was working. I thought it was a fantastic job. Was it Mark Goddard for this one?
I don't know. Yeah,
I think it was Mark Goddard.
But then he gave him some recognition afterwards.
Yeah,
like a small jab at
yeah. But I mean, he's probably right. I mean, he wasn't in more trouble. He was not in any more trouble in that Henry Cejudo fight than he was in this fight.
Agreed.
And would the fight have been different? Who fucking knows? But Cruz in this one gets dropped twice in the first round and then wins the next two rounds convincingly. You know,
very convincingly. And dude, he cracked Pedro Munoz too with a couple of those right straights. And dude, it's just really those angles, man, where he dips down in and out. It's almost like he's starting to break dance, and then he dips down and he just shoots up with that. Look, right when I'm saying that, Richard Casual again, man. dips
And he's
down and
out.
comes through with that. Yeah, and he's out.
Yeah.
And you could see the frustration building up in Munoz because as he would get him closer to the cage, he started opening up more and just letting shots fly because like, let me hit him with something. Like I already showed I can actually take him down, right? So
Mhm. And Cruz, you like punches and bunches. When Pedro Munoz would cover up, he would plant his feet and go bah, 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 bah. Looked like he was on a speed bag, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this looks like young Dominic Cruz."
Yeah.
I texted my buddy the gift, the Robin Williams gift from Jumanji, where he's like, "What year is it?" Because dude, he looked good. He looked really
Bruce
good.
Bobtrotter joining us today saying that Cejudo was beating him. Cruz was on his way out. Go rewatch it. Cruz wasn't coming back from that. He was going 99. And it's tough to say, right? Because like just from my recent memory, you're right. I don't feel like he was in any more trouble then than he was now. I should go back and rewatch it and check it out, but
I need to
also
rewatch
Keith
it
Peterson
because
takes no nonsense. So
I need to rewatch it. From what I remember, and I could be wrong in this, he dipped. Cejudo was throwing like a body kick or like a head kick, and he dipped right into it, caught the knee in the face, right, drops him. I think that's what happened. But I don't think he was getting like rocked up until that point, from what I remember. I need to rewatch it.
but Don Cruz is just one of those guys that, as a referee, you probably do give a little more slack to.
Former champ, man, and that was a title fight.
Yeah,
in a championship fight, you let him fight it out, man. It's not like he wasn't unconscious.
Throw Herb Dean in there. And he'll be out and he'll just lift his hand and let it drop a few times before he actually calls the fight off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll be good.
But Cruz, I mean, and here's another interesting thing: gets dropped twice in the first round. Should that first round count as much as the second round?
Yeah,
because he did not get 110-8 round.
Scoring's a little off still, huh?
I mean, the second round, it was a clear Cruz win, but it wasn't nearly as dominant as the Pedro Munoz round in round one. So why do those count the same? I don't know.
You're right.
I don't want to keep going on about it as we talk about it every fucking episode, but
you're right though. You're right. Another example. It's just another example. All right.
Yeah.
Before that,
shout out real quick, Mario Yamasaki. If he dies, he dies.
Mario Yamasaki, dude.
Yeah.
I have a lot of mentions of Mario Yamasaki, and for people that just started becoming fans now, obviously Bruce Bobtrotter knows who we're talking about, right? But Yamasaki, man, when we talk about people that would let fights go on too long, and then afterwards they'd ask him, like, dude, why didn't you stop? He'd be like, letting them go on their shield. That's not.
No, he said, I'm letting them be a warrior, is what he said. Which is fucking crazy.
Okay, so Justin Gaethje and Michael Pena said we're born the wrong era, or the wrong age. Like we should have been gladiators. Mario Yamasaki would have been the perfect person to just lift the gates up and let the lions in. You know what I mean? It'd been like, if he dies, he dies. Dude, as he's lifting up the gate. Oh man, I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Before that, Tai Tuivasa versus Augusto Sakai.
This was everything I wanted it to be. When this fight first got canceled, I was like, "Fuck, dude! Please make sure this fight still happens because it's such a good matchup stylistically, right? It's gonna be exciting no matter what." And it was.
I've seen growth in Tai Tuivasa. I thought Augusto Sakai, as much as I love Tai Tuivasa, I'm a big fan, right? As much as I love him, I thought Augusto Sakai would be able to do enough with his boxing to avoid some of Tuivasa's big shots. But Tuivasa working with AKA, showing that he is doing more work in the clinch, up against the cage, elbows breaking the clinch. Like he's mixing it up a little bit more. He threatened with a takedown.
Yeah, he did.
He threatened with a takedown. Did. So
his combos look so good too.
We're seeing the evolution.
They weren't just left, right. They were like uppercuts. He was going to the body. He dropped that. He landed that shot to the body on the cage, and I was like, ooh! And that opened up the left hand that drops him.
There it is. There's the shot as Rich puts it up, right? Oh, and by the way, hits him with that massive right. Did he hit him with the left after that? I can't remember. Was it a combo that put him out?
Yeah, it was. He goes left to the body. It was left to the body and then right up top. I think that's what it was.
And all I could think about after that was like Boys in the Hood. Hey, y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah.
Because Sakai just dropped, man. And his leg, look at that. They open up it had to be right by the door, of course, in the cage. They open it up and the body just flops out. He's out, man. It
took him a while to get up, too.
Hope he's okay. About how much, Hope he's okay. I mean, that's part of the fight game, right?
Yeah, I hope his leg's fine. That's what happened with Krokop, right? When he got
highlight the generic quote of the day. Hey, that's the fight game.
That's the fight game, man. That's what it is. Tai Tuivasa, though, I love how after the fight they're like, get the strip ready because it's about to get crazy out there.
Oh, yeah, that was fantastic. Shut the strip down, they said. Shut the strip down. And then, of course, the classic Shuey.
Yep.
Might not be, I don't know if he is or not, a charitable person like a Dustin Poirier, but damn, is this guy just as likable.
Yeah, he really is, man. So funny.
So
that rumor about when he got cut.
Oh, yeah.
It was because someone posted that and he was like, okay, and then just went with it. So he just agreed with it just to like fuck with people. Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm done. Even though he knew he wasn't.
Oh,
so everybody just thought he was cut.
Dude, I love how, though, as he's walking out now, the security team needs to pull him and tell him, let's go, because he's stopping doing shoeies all the way back there. By the way, he's very smart. Because if you see him on the way out, people are handing him shoes and stuff like that, and he pours it in his mouth, but a lot of it falls out either way. Yeah. So smart, he's pre-gaming it, but not too hard. And then even before he goes into the hallway, puts his arms out and looks up, and there's just beer flowing down. Dude, this guy is
what a
legend,
nut,
man. Freaking.
What do you do next?
I think that you lock him up somewhere and take care of him because he's a freaking national treasure, man. We got to be careful with Tuivasa.
He wasn't ranked, but he took out number 11.
He's got to be ranked now.
What's crazy, you have Chris Dawkins taking on Derrick Lewis. That's number 7 and number 3. Maybe the loser of that?
I mean, maybe.
If Dawkins
you don't want to
loses,
throw him like a Tom Aspinall?
No, I want to see Aspinall continue to go up.
I don't think we should throw him up against a Jairzinho Rosenstruck yet. I don't.
How
think
about this? If Dawkins loses to Derrick Lewis, Tai Tuivasa versus Dawkins.
I like that.
Because if Derrick Lewis loses, I don't think you go Tuivasa versus Lewis. That's fucking crazy.
For the area. From the area, right?
Yeah.
Is that what he says, from the area?
Yeah.
God, dude, I freaking love that guy. All right. Before that, let me see. What other fights were we covering? What was that?
Time, yes, that's some AA work to do.
Is it Bruno Silva?
After that, Bruno Silva versus Jordan Wright. Flash in the pan, this fight, right? Just pure chaos for a minute and a half.
Yes.
It was over.
Dude, Bruno Silva, though, one of those guys that just has power behind the shots.
Dude, he is emerging this year. This is a big year for Bruno Silva.
And Wright, man, like, with his style, absorbs a couple shots to give a couple. Dude, you just got to be uber confident that when you actually want to do that, yours are going to hurt more than theirs.
Well, the problem with Wright is he's so offensive that the defense isn't quite there. Like you said, he's not just giving up a shot to land a shot. His defense isn't there when he's being offensive. So he's been caught numerous times now going in. And but man, his offense is very good. He was landing decent shots on Bruno Silva until Bruno Silva caught him in those combos. And I mean, Bruno Silva comes in as a jiu-jitsu guy, 3-0 this year. His first year in the UFC, 3-0, all finished with strikes.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It's a breakout year. I think people should be paying more attention to him.
Agreed. All right. We'll try to finish up here quickly. We've hit the hour mark. Last thing, Ryan Hall versus Derek Minner.
Yeah, I don't want to go too much into this, right? Ryan Hall did what he did. I thought it was a 29-28. I don't think Ryan Hall won the first round, but I know the judges thought so. But did you hear the one thing I want to talk about this? Shout out Ryan Hall. I'm a big fan. I'm glad he got the win. I thought his jiu-jitsu looked very good. So good that even the commentary team was confused about some of the things he was doing, because at this point, Ryan Hall is fresher in the jiu-jitsu game than even Joe and DC. He's doing shit that they don't even know what the hell's going on. Did you hear Herzog in this fight?
No, what do you say?
In the second round, when Hall kind of has that own plateau a little bit and he's striking him in the back, Ryan Hall is complaining that he's holding his gloves. Herzog steps in. Ryan Hall's hitting him in the back, hits him in the spine a couple times. Minner complains. He's hitting me in the spine. Herzog steps in and says, "You guys are even now. No more cheating." I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, snap. Damn. So instead of giving him a warning, he just straight up says, all right.
I'm fine with it. Is it bad that I'm fine with it?
No.
because at least he acknowledged it, right? And maybe the next thing he was gonna stop it, right? Now I've told you guys both, hey, knock that shit off, clean fight. But just hearing it was so funny to me. And then and Minner, his face, he's like, he's hitting me in the spine. He looks up, right? Because he's in that weird position like this. He's like, he's hitting me in the spine. And then Herzog goes, you guys are even now. No more cheating. And then Minner's like
Wait,
you can
what?
see his face. He's like, what?
Wait, you're not gonna stop him right now? What's going on? Oh,
It
that's
was
hilarious.
so funny, man. That's
All right,
mainly
man.
the reason I needed you to go back and watch this one so we could talk about it, because I just needed to say something about that.
That's hilarious. All right, well, we skipped Andre Muniz versus Eric Anders. We skipped
Yeah.
Aaron Blanchfield versus Miranda Maverick.
Shout out that fight though. Erin Blanchfield looks phenomenal.
Legit.
She made Maverick look like she doesn't even know what she's doing. I mean, complete dominance. Blanchfield, and it's the second time now in a row from her. So
Yup.
I'm very excited to see her next.
We won't talk about Tony Kelly versus Randy Costa, but that was another fight on there. And Jillian Robertson versus Priscilla Cachoeira.
We should probably touch on that, right? Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay. Cachoeira misses weight. She misses weight. Not cool. She gets rear naked choked. Maybe Dustin Poirier should have leaned into her playbook when Oliveira had his back and was sinking in the choke, because instead of fighting the hands, she reaches back and just shoves her thumb into Robertson's eye and wiggles that around until Robertson screams a little bit and moves her head off to the side and then sinks the choke in and chokes her out.
Wow.
One of the nastiest things I've seen since like the single digit UFCs. I mean, I'll send you a link. It's fucking
I
gnarly.
mean, even then, man, no eye gouging, right? It was
There was no eye gouging then, yeah.
Like
it
the
was
only
bad, dude. It was bad. She reaches back literally like this and just fucking digs her thumb in.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah. You miss
Oh,
weight,
man.
you do that. Get the boot, dude. I hope
See you
she
later,
gets cut for that.
Cachoeira. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man.
You could
Well,
lose my number. How about that?
Oh, dang, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
No news today because we figured that we were going to be talking
It's long.
a lot about
Yeah.
the first couple of fights, especially. There's
Mhm.
a lot to cover. But, man, what a fun night. What's coming up next week, Will? Oh, wait. Performance bonuses?
Yeah, performance bonuses. Dana's like, oh, it's going to break the bank if we do 75K. How about there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 payouts on this one. Oliveira gets a performance of the night. Pena obviously does. Kai Kara France does as well. Sean O'Malley. Fight of the night was Pedro Munoz versus Dominic Cruz. That's $100,000 out for that one. Taito Ivasa got a bonus. Bruno Silva got a bonus. Goddamn. Oh, it's going to destroy our budget.
You get a
Here we are,
bonus.
just
You get a bonus.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
or do this where more fighters get bonuses.
Yeah, fine with that too.
You know, why not?
The fights that we lost, Moreno was supposed to fight Pantoja. He was supposed to defend his belt against Pantoja in this one. Didn't happen. Andre Muniz was originally supposed to fight Duplessis, which was going to be really cool because I'm a big fan and I want to see more. Moreno was then supposed to defend his belt against Figueiredo. They moved that to the next pay-per-view in January. Perez versus Schnell, right, got canceled right before at the weigh-ins, right? They said Schnell couldn't rehydrate for some bullshit reason. Feel bad for the guy. Blanchfield was supposed to fight Macy Barber. Macy Barber's probably happy that fight didn't happen after watching this. And the big one was Leon Edwards versus Masvidal was supposed to be on this one.
That would have been a
Masvidal had to
fantastic
pull out.
fight too.
Yeah.
I mean, this card was already stacked. Can you imagine?
Even with
Throw
all
that one in there
even with
too?
all those even with all those fights being removed, still a fantastic card.
Awesome card. Definitely delivered. What a night. Night of underdogs.
Yeah. Big night of underdogs.
Throw the house at it.
Yeah, bet the house. Just,
Bet the
I don't
house.
know what I say.
All right. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. Next card. Are we going to be able to record next Sunday?
It depends on whether we'll be able to gather or not. Because
Yeah.
I was saying have to work Sunday. So it'd have to be like late Sunday if we do it.
Late Sunday. What's late Sunday? Your time?
Probably like 8 or 9 my time.
It's like 6 or 7. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. But potentially we won't be recording next week. Next week's card is Derrick Lewis versus Chris Dawkins, Bilal Muhammad versus Wonderboy, Amanda Lemos. Very excited to see her against Angela Hill. A Sunsao versus Ricky Simone. Diego Ferreira versus Matus Gamrot. Darren Elkins versus Cub Swanson. I mean, it's a good card. Charles Air Jourdain versus Andre Ewell. Oh my God.
Air Jourdain, man.
Yeah, what a matchup.
All right.
That matchup makes so much sense.
Just a reminder, everybody, if you don't already,
like, subscribe goes a long way. Follow us pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. You can find our podcast there, Story of the Fight, and on social media.
Yeah, we're at Story of the Fight on Instagram and Twitter. Let us know what we can do better, how we can improve the show.
For sure.
You know, I know the background is one of them. We're getting to it. But format things, what do you guys want to see? What do you wish we talked about more? What do you wish we talked about less? Like, please just let us know.
And shout out Nancy for joining us, Eleanor Reed, Bruce Bobtrotter. Thank you all.
Always
Always
Bruce
fun
Bobtrotter,
whenever
shout
y'all join on. Yeah, shout out Bruce Bobtrotter for sure. And everybody, thanks for listening another week. Story of the Fight. Oh, man. That long, awkward pause. Thanks, Rich. You know what? I should have just busted out my shoe right now. Done a shoey right here in front of everybody.